Hi, I have another fabulous new hoop from Bernina. It is the medium border clamp hoop. We've been waiting for a larger clamp hoop for a while. We've had these 6.5 square and the 8.5 square. Well, now we have a longer one, and this measurement of stitchable area is 8.5 by 16 inches. That's a wow, that's a big space. And why would you want a clamp hoop as opposed to a magnetic? It's a different type of system. I find that some people have a little bit more control on the placement of the fabric and the positioning in the hoop when they place clamps around it. It's an option to use, and it's nice to have both, but I'm going to show you this one and you can decide if the magnetic frames or the border clamp hoop or the smaller clamp hoops work for you. They're all great. All right, you're going to have a base rectangular shaped frame, and the grid that comes with it, it shows the stitchable area. Remember, that's 8.5 inch by 16 inch that you can work with. Fits right inside. All right, and then you have 2 bags of clamps. These clamps are what push your fabric that you're going to sandwich over top of here, and the clamps on top of your fabric. That's how you're going to attach everything. So we're going to start with, believe it or not, a ready-made quilted table runner that I made not too long ago, and I thought, wow, what if I want to add some embroidery to the center of it? So you don't have to necessarily start with an unfinished project. Maybe you have something that you want to add to it. And keep in mind, this isn't just for quilts. You could do embroidery with this type of hoop on anything. The plush towels, jacket backs, the home deck projects. There's an array of projects you can work with. So if I want to do embroidery in the center of this table runner, I'm going to center this, just eyeball it to start with, over my hoop, and then I'm going to take my clamps and push them on one at a time around the hoop. You've got a lot of clamps to work with. You don't have to use all of them. Use as many as you need to secure your project. And so you're simply going to pick a place to start and push that down. Now I like to start a couple far apart on the sides and then work with the other side, kind of back and forth, and just push that down on the outside edge. And then you can even go to the ends. You might not want to use very many of these clamps, and you might want to use a whole bunch. It really just depends on how secure you need it and what your comfort level is on the hooping process. I'll do one more on the side. I'm right on the center where there's a center mark, so I'm going to go off a little bit. There we go. All right, and actually that's plenty to work with right here. And so if I wanted to do some quilted designs on this ready-made table runner, I could match my bobbin thread with my top and easily quilt over top of this. Of course, depending on the project, you're going to thread your machine up accordingly, but if it was a regular project like a towel or something else, you could float your stabilizer underneath. And don't forget, you have this grid, so you could make sure this is positioned exactly where you need it to be, and if you have to reposition it, it's easy to take the clamps off, reposition, and put it perfectly. So easy. I hope you try it.